Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into something I find absolutely fascinating, how Master Moy Lin Shin's Tai Chi literally transforms the human body. We're talking about shifting from a state of chronic, locked-in tension to a living, breathing system for internal healing. We're going to look at the exact mechanics of how this practice takes that physical armor we all wear every single day and just dismantles it, step by step.
So let's jump right in. I want you to just pause for a second. Take a breath. Notice how you're sitting or standing right now. Are you holding your body up with pure muscular tension? Are your shoulders kind of creeping up toward your ears? What the source material calls the brace is this defensive habit almost all of us do without even realizing it.
Section 1. The problem. The burden of tension. Let's look at what this habitual tension actually does inside our bodies and why it's so completely exhausting.
Here's the crucial point. This braced armor creates what is effectively an empty shell. By pulling your abdomen in and clamping your torso down to protect your lower back, you're actually shifting your center of gravity way up high into your chest. And that means you completely lose the ability to absorb force from the floor beneath you. So your upper body, your poor neck and shoulders, ends up doing the exhausting work of holding you upright, work that your legs are literally designed to do.
Moving on to Section 2, Master Moy's Healing Vision and how he adapted the traditional 108 move set. We're going to see how he shifted this away from strictly martial applications and toward profound internal health. Master Moy specifically modified the traditional Yang-style set with a huge focus on health recovery, especially for beginners. Just look at these benefits. By adding extra turning and stretching to open up stiff joints, the gentle movements physically massage your internal organs. And that rhythmic stretching and relaxing, it literally squeezes your veins, pumping blood back to the heart and dramatically improving circulation. It's totally designed to reverse physical stress and promote natural flexibility and rejuvenation right from day one. And this quote perfectly captures his holistic approach. Munam, or no thought. It was a super common correction he gave his students. It's a great reminder that mental stillness and meditation are absolutely essential. They run parallel to physically opening the joints. You really can't reduce that deep physical tension if your mind is just racing a mile a minute. Section 3. The core philosophy. Finding your true substance. Let's contrast our usual tense state with the actual internal mechanical goal of this Tai Chi form. What's so interesting here is the massive paradigm shift. On the left, we have the brace. It's all about muscular tension acting as technical debt just to keep you from falling over. But on the right, we have substance. Achieving substance is not about adding more muscular effort or pushing harder. It's the exact opposite. It's about systematically letting go of that muscular debt. You're replacing tension with natural, skeleton-led alignment, where the earth finally gets to bear your weight. Section 4. The physical breakthroughs. Dismantling the armor. We're going to walk through the exact mechanical milestones you need to hit to release this tension from your center outward. These 3 steps map out our journey. And they aren't just abstract, airy concepts. They are precise, sequential, physical realizations. When you string them together, it's like downloading an evolutionary update for your nervous system. So let's break them down. Breakthrough 1 is the settle. The very first thing we have to do is shift that trapped breath and that high, anxious center of gravity right out of your chest. Actually, let's try a quick biofeedback exercise right now. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. If you stand up super straight, like a soldier at attention, you'll feel your breath trapped high under your top hand. Okay, now exhale. Just let the chest relax downward and let the abdomen soften. When you do that, you activate the dantian. You will literally feel your internal organs settle into your pelvic bowl, kind of like a heavy bag of sand dropping. This instantly drops your physical weight securely down into your heels. This simple grounding technique is the absolute foundation for beginner relaxation. Breakthrough 2, opening the hip creases. As your weight finally drops out of your chest and into your pelvis, it hits our next major structural gate.
This gate is called the qua. Basically, these are the creases right where your thighs meet your torso. If these are clamped tight, all that downward force gets stuck painfully right at your waist. But when you unclasp or melt the qua, your pelvis transforms from a rigid platform into a vertical suspension cradle. The magic here is that your ribs and lats will physically lengthen and engage. You'll actually feel this wide achiness in your rib cage, which is an amazing feeling because it's proof that your shoulders have finally surrendered their heavy load to your core.
Breakthrough 3, decompressing the spine. This brings us to the deepest physical milestone of the journey.
Once you've dropped your weight through the settle and opened those gates by unclamping the kwa, you can use the power of your own breath to heal your back.
This brilliantly illustrates how the body can heal itself through something called the sacral pump. By using deep diaphragmatic breathing into the back of your pelvis, the flat bone of the sacrum actually expands on the inhale. It acts like this internal wedge that gently widens the sacroiliac joints from the inside out. This makes your lower back move backward in space, becoming wide and elastic, sort of like a sail catching the wind. It creates this profound, pressurized decompression of the spine that actually shields and stabilizes old injuries.
Now, just look at how these foundational Tai Chi forms completely transform when you apply these internal breakthroughs. Take the right kick, for example. In a braced external execution, your hips just lock up and you have to muscle your heavy leg into the air. But internally, when it's integrated, your sacrum expands, creating a heavy lower counterweight, and the leg just floats up effortlessly. You're completely replacing external muscular strain with effortless internal skeletal alignment. It's a total game changer.
Section 5. The somatic turn. Processing emotional release. Okay, let's dive into what actually happens when we unlock this physical armor. Because here's a really profound insight. Muscular armoring is essentially emotional storage.
The pelvis and the deep hip flexors act as the nervous system's junk drawer for chronic stress. Holding a permanent brace is just your body's way of locking away vulnerabilities. So when you expand the sacrum and clear that joint, you're literally dismantling the physical structure of that stress. Please reassure yourself that if you suddenly feel intense heat, trembling, or even an unexpected urge to cry during practice, those are not errors. It's not a crisis. It's just old structural data leaving your system. Just acknowledge the wave, anchor your weight into your heels, and route that excess energy straight down into the floor.
Section 6. The core paradox, holding the two forces. As we integrate these massive physical and emotional breakthroughs, we have to navigate the central paradox of this entire practice.
See, to prevent all that downward, relaxing weight from turning into a total structural slump, you have to engage in vertical extension. You're simultaneously sinking your pelvis into the earth while imagining the crown of your head, the bai hui, being suspended up toward heaven, almost like by a silk thread. By drawing the spine smoothly from both ends, your body becomes a living, breathing suspension bridge. You step entirely out of that rigid survival state and into a state of pure structural truth. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought. Think about the tension holding you together right this very second. What old structural data are you ready to release? The journey of Master Moi's Tai Chi isn't just about learning some sequence of martial movements. It's a massive invitation to dismantle your own structural armor, open your joints, and finally discover your true substance. Thank you so much for joining us today.